Arrogant officer abuses elderly black woman in public, but her son turns out to be his worst fear. What happens when a badge becomes a weapon and the powerless find their voice? In the heart of a dusty southern town, where whispers of change clash with the weight of tradition, a single moment ignites a firestorm. The sun hangs low, casting long shadows over Maple Street, where Mrs. Evelyn Carter, a 72-year-old black woman, shuffles home with a bag of groceries. Her steps are slow, her back bent from years of labor and love, but her eyes carry a quiet dignity. She's a fixture in this town, known for her warm smile and homemade pies shared at church gatherings. But today, her world collides with Officer Daniel Hargrove, a man whose badge shines brighter than his conscience. Hargrove, mid-30s, struts through town like he owns it. His uniform is pristine, his smirk permanent. To him, Maple Street is his kingdom, and people like Evelyn are mere subjects. He spots her crossing the street, moving slower than he deems acceptable. "Hurry up, old lady," he barks, his voice dripping with disdain. Evelyn pauses, her frail hands trembling, but she meets his gaze. "I'm doing my best, sir," she says softly, her voice steady despite the fear creeping in. The crowd nearby, shopkeepers, kids, passers-by, freezes, sensing trouble. Hargrove steps closer, his hand on his holster, his ego inflamed by her calm defiance. "You people always got an excuse," he sneers, the word people laced with venom. The air thickens with tension, a storm brewing in broad daylight. Evelyn's heart races, but she stands her ground. She's lived through worse decades of slurs, segregation, and silent indignities. Yet this moment, with Hargrove's towering figure and the crowd's hushed gasps, feels like a breaking point. He grabs her arm, yanking her grocery bag to the ground. Apples roll into the gutter, and a murmur ripples through the onlookers. "You're loitering," he snaps, though she's done nothing wrong. His voice rises, feeding off the power he wields, oblivious to the eyes watching, judging. The crowd's anger simmers, but fear keeps them rooted. Who dares challenge a man with a badge? Then, a voice cuts through the silence like a blade. "Let her go." The words are calm, but laced with steel. Heads turn. A man steps forward, his polished shoes clicking on the pavement. He's tall, early 40s, with a tailored suit and a gaze that could pierce stone. Marcus Carter, Evelyn's son, has returned to town after years away. His presence shifts the air, a quiet storm gathering strength. Hargrove smirks, sizing him up. "Stay out of this, boy," he spits, but there's a flicker of unease in his eyes. Marcus doesn't flinch. He steps closer, his voice low but resonant. "That's my mother." The crowd gasps. Whispers spread like wildfire. Marcus isn't just any man, he's a federal prosecutor, known for dismantling corrupt systems. Hargrove's face pales as recognition dawns. This isn't just a challenge, it's his reckoning. Marcus's reputation precedes him. Relentless, principled, a man who's faced down powerful men and won. Hargrove's hand twitches, but the crowd's growing boldness pins him in place. Phones are out, recording, their lenses capturing every tremble in his facade. "You think you're untouchable?" Marcus says, his voice steady but burning with controlled fury. "You're not." He kneels to help Evelyn, gently gathering her spilled groceries. Her eyes, brimming with tears, meet his with pride. The crowd edges closer, their fear giving way to courage. Hargrove stammers, his authority unraveling. "This ain't over," he mutters, but his retreat is already underway, his steps faltering under the weight of Marcus's gaze and the crowd's silent verdict. As Hargrove slinks away, the street erupts in murmurs of relief and defiance. Evelyn grips Marcus's hand, her voice a whisper. "I knew you'd come." He smiles, but his eyes stay sharp, fixed on the horizon. This isn't just about today, it's about every day that came before, every slight, every injustice. Marcus knows the fight is far from over. Hargrove's badge may shield him for now, but Marcus's resolve is a force of its own, forged in love for his mother and a hunger for justice. The crowd disperses, but the moment lingers. Evelyn walks home, her arm linked with Marcus's, her steps lighter despite the ache in her bones. Maple Street feels different now, as if the air itself carries a promise of change. Hargrove's shadow may loom, but so does Marcus's light, a beacon for those who've been silenced too long. In this small town, Where history and hope collide, one truth emerges. No badge can outshine the power of a son's love or the courage of a community awakened. The story doesn't end here. Hargrove will face consequences not just from Marcus, but from a town no longer willing to bow. And Evelyn, with her quiet strength, becomes a symbol of resilience. Her spilled apples a reminder that even the smallest act of cruelty can spark a revolution. What happens next depends on all of us. Will we stand by or stand up? Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.